Good morning, class. I know I'm saying good morning, but you can see it's dark out here. I record these the night before for you, so as soon as you wake up, you're ready to go. Um, I hope that you had a good weekend and you were able to get some rest and that you're ready to rock out our next week of online learning. I have a couple just quick reminders for you before we get started. One, I do want to remind you that all the work that I assign is from me, not mom and dad or grandma or grandpa. It's my work. So I want to make sure that you're cooperating with your families as you guys are trying to finish this and you guys are working together. I think it's really important that you guys do your best and the same effort that you give to me in class, because I know sometimes it's a little bit easier at home to not want to do everything that you do in class. So I feel like you guys are going to rock it out this week. I have a couple of fun things going on today. In your morning message, there's an assignment I want you to complete. So you guys know we're all staying home because we're social distancing and we're keeping our distance from each other while we try to keep things healthy. So the rule is if you leave your house, you want to have 6 feet between people. And we've been talking in measurement at school. We were talking about measuring in data and things like that. So I thought it'd be super fun for us to do a cool little activity just for fun. I want you to see if you can get a tape measure and actually measure out and tape down on the ground or measure out where 6 feet. And then I want you to pick a unit of measure, whether it's shoes or, toy cars or stuffies or spoons or I don't know. You decide. What could you measure at home and tell us what 6 feet is? Is it 4 pair of shoes? I don't think that that's going to be the answer, but I want you to measure that 6 feet with some object, and in our class comments under our morning message today, I want you to tell us what you did. 6 feet of what, and how many did you have? Did you have 27 Matchbox cars that were 6 feet? So let's just do that for fun. We are going to jump right into our lessons though, and today we are starting positive affirmations for our growth mindset. An affirmation is a statement that usually begins with I or my and is followed by a positive statement or phrase. This statement can replace negative thinking, and we've talked about positive and negative self-talk before. Using positive affirmations can help improve your self-esteem. It's a good idea to use positive affirmations when you feel frustrated or discouraged. So we're going to kind of work through these this week. Today, I want you to practice writing them. Create some of your own. Fill in these with positive messages. So if I was filling this out, I could write, I'm strong. I can do anything I set my mind to, or I can lift heavy weights. I will finish all my work today. I will give this my best effort. I have perseverance. I deserve the best. Now, those are just some quick answers off of my head that you can't use my answers. So I want you to think of some affirmations that you could maybe do. Pause the video if you need to and go ahead and write those in. Or when you're finished with the whole video, then you can write those. All right. Next, we're going to go to vocab. So I'm in our classwork stream, and your vocab for the week is right here. So while I'm going through the vocab, if it's too quick and you don't want to pause your video, that's okay. You can just click right here and you have a reference sheet. Now, I'm going to zoom this in really big so that we are only seeing today our sentences and our definitions. Because remember, on Mondays, that's all we do. I have a little fly in here. There's only on Mondays our sentences and our definitions. So in your growth mindset or in your vocab books, underneath of the word gnaw, I want you to write the word wound right here. Now, you have 2 ways that you can do this. One is you can listen to me go through all the words and then pull up the document that I have, open up the vocab reference sheet, or every word you can pause it, write down what I have, and then continue. Now, if you use the document on your own, we're only doing sentences and definitions today. We're not doing synonyms and antonyms. Those will come tomorrow. Okay? So let's go through our first word, wound. Marcy used a bandage to cover her wound. So a wound is an injury. So you guys have wounds when you come and ask me for Band-Aids in class. So again, pause the video and write down the sentence then definition, or keep going and do it all at the end by just pulling up the reference sheet. All right, our second word is sluggish. I am always a little sluggish in the morning if I stay up too late the night before. Sluggish means moving slow. Now, since we're all at home, it's easy to be a little sluggish right now. I know that when I wake up at 5 in the morning, when we have regular classroom school, I am sluggish at 5 a.m. So now I get to sleep in a little bit more, and so I'm not as sluggish as I was. But, so sluggish just means moving slow. Okay, our next word, exterior. Dad was short on time, so he only washed the exterior of the car. So what do you guys think exterior means? It's the outside of a surface. So when I moved to Oregon, I had painters paint the exterior of the house. So the part that people see when they come by the street, that's the exterior. That's what they painted. So the outside. Now again, you could pause the video and write that down or keep going, but you have to make sure that all of these words go in your vocab book. All right. The opposite of exterior, or the antonym, is interior. Mom paid someone to decorate the interior of our home, which is the inside of a surface. So at the same time, I had painters paint the interior, so all the inside walls of my home. So those were done as well. All right, and our last word for the week is generate. The class was asked to generate a response to the text. This week, so generate means to create something. So last week, you guys I asked you to generate some responses for me. I wanted you to generate a sentence in your vocab. I wanted you to generate some math. So to create something. So these are our 5 words for the week. And these, wound, sluggish, exterior, interior, and generate. Now on Friday, you will have a quiz on these words and last week's words, just like we used to do in class. And the quiz will be in your Google Doc or on your Google Classroom. And so you'll see that on Friday and you'll take that quiz. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get a little bit closer. Now, I want to go back to, whoops, wrong one, positive affirmations for a second. So I thought about this while we were talking. So an affirmation usually begins with I or my. I wonder how many of you have seen Onward yet on Disney Plus. I watched it over the weekend, and the mom in Onward uses a positive affirmation at the beginning and at the end of the movie. So in a private comment, I want you to tell me, if you've seen the movie, what was the positive affirmation that the mom used? And if you haven't and you have Disney Plus, watch it and see if you can figure that out. And if you don't have Disney Plus, I'll share it with you later. So I want to know in a private comment. In our class comment, remember, I want you to tell me what your 6 feet measurement was. Okay, before we are finished for the day, let's zoom this back in and let's go back here and let's go over our work for the week. So right here, we have the week of 4-6 to 4-10. That's this week's work. Here's your vocab sheet that we just talked about. If you're doing a one-on-one call with me, here's the Zoom for that. And then your morning meeting, which we'll do together every day this week, is your morning meeting Zooms right there. Then your work for today, let's just cover this really quick. Lent, you have the first 2 pages of week 5. Now, guys, we are a little bit behind on Lent, and the reason for that was spring break. And in class, my plan was to do kind of double up over week 5 and 6. But you guys doing it at home is a little bit different than us doing it in class. So week 6, which is the week that we're technically in right now, Holy Week, we'll do next week. And that's okay. We just we're all learning to be flexible in this and kind of just going with it. Here's your growth mindset for the week. Your vocab sentence, please make sure that you write these. Guys, I am starting to track, and we had a meeting about grades last week, and so I am going to be putting in grades that you do your sentences and send me your growth mindset. Also your Moby-Max and your fact fluency, and then reading. I will have your read aloud up here before you log in as well. I just don't have it up there yet. Also, at some point this week, instead of doing 30 minutes of choice reading, I will have a Google activity for you to do. So that'll be a little bit later. But the beginning of the week, we're going to leave it the same and kind of just keep our routine. All right? Make sure that when you go into the assignment that you click it as done. And if you can, I'm going to unsubmit that. If you can, add a picture by going to your Google Drive, have mom or dad take a photo, and then add it to here. Then that way I can see what you're doing as well. But make sure to click those as done. I do check and see what you guys are getting done each day. All right, and how we're doing. Again, if you can only do what you guys can do though, okay? But make sure you check those and then those are done. All right, I think that's it for today. I know Monday's videos are a little bit longer. We just have so much to cover at the beginning of the week. But I'm excited for our morning Zoom call. I can't wait to see all your beautiful faces and get our virtual hugs for the day. And have a good week. Go get all your work done.